Okay, so I think the app deep dive will not be as intensive as the website, mostly because we've hit the app topics one by one already. There's not a lot of other things that you want to try and just high level overview. Um, I'm assuming you've already looked at the individual tutorials on, say, how to, create a blog, how to create sermon notes, things like that. But this is just kind of the last video of what is everything else that I'm seeing in here. So when you log in, you will have seen this dashboard. We talked about the analytics already in the analytics video, so I won't go into too much detail. You do see an activity stream. So updates within the app that are being picked up. And so we talked about the live stream in the YouTube tutorials. So you see that coming up as activity, being that the app is pointing to a playlist on YouTube and it detected a new video was recently added to that playlist and it's now available in the app. So you can see the activity. If somebody puts in a prayer request, you'll see that come up. So this kind of tells you high level what's going on in the app, what's changed, things like that. This shows you, the statistics of how many people are using it, how often they're using it, things like that. We covered the quick notification that you can send here, or a quick prayer request that you can add here. What we didn't talk about is settings. So within the app, you shouldn't need to make too many changes in the settings menu, but you could change things like the church name, um, contact email. I have this set to me. It doesn't have to be me. If somebody else wants the general contact, that would be fine. I have this set to the church phone number. Our website probably needs to stay the same. I don't have a denomination entered. We could update that if we wanted to. Search keywords you could add in as well. And then the link for downloading our app probably should stay the same. If we wanted to update the church address, so if street instead of ST doesn't make sense, you could update that as well. I don't know about the latitude and longitude, can't say that I tried that myself. Time zone. The app online status, so we want it to stay online. If you take the app offline, it's not going to work. Beware on that one. Then there's miscellaneous, and I haven't changed any of these settings. I left them default, so I don't know why we would want to change any of these, but they're probably not switch you want to play with. Take the app down, users. And the welcome message. It might make sense to update this. So when somebody downloads the app for the first time and launches it, what do we want it to say on the screen? So info we looked at, times. So service times you can set in here, Sunday service, Wednesday night. I don't even know where these show up, to be honest. I had a nightmare of a time trying to get this right, so I don't know if these are actually going anywhere. But you could certainly play around. You're not going to mess anything up with these. Check to see where they're showing, and then if you take them away, make sure people still know how to find us and when we're open. Themes and colors. So the theme color, you can change that, although I think you want to make sure the overall design makes sense, so you wouldn't necessarily want to change this like warning red, because the app's going to look if you don't change the other color. And okay, so we already did a video on analytics. I won't go too deep into this. The Tithely.giving, please don't change anything here. So this is already set up by Tithely, and it's linking to our Tithely financial giving account. This is what makes it work when they click give, and it opens up the GHMC account number, and then the money shows up in our bank account. This is how that happens. So you don't want to change any of this. We do have features available. So text to give number. Technically, they can text this phone number and give a donation. But I have not really set everything up for that, so I would ignore it for now. I don't know if anybody would use it, but if we find a need for it in the future, it is an tabs. Again, unless you've gone through the extensive training videos from Tithely, please don't make changes here. This is how, when you get to that main, like you log into the app and you're in the home screen, this is what is determining what is shown, the order it's shown, and then what is hidden. So if you, for instance, were to accidentally move or delete the videos section, people wouldn't be able to watch through the app. So be very careful if you're going to poke around in here. Okay, if you want to poke around and kind of see what's doing what, but please don't save any changes. This is the other section, so the layout editor. Please don't make any changes here. This is how you can absolutely break the app completely. So if there's one section to be very leery of and avoid, it's the layout editor. And it will tell you that it's a live feature, so any change you make here, not a matter of make a bunch of changes and don't save. It's as you make a change, it is immediately live in the app. So if you change something, be published, there's not much you can do about it. And they will tell you, if you watch the extensive training videos for Tithely, they'll tell you never ever ever edit your active layout. You want to create a duplicate that's unpublished, make your changes there. So again, in this one, if you're going to poke around, then create a duplicate layout. I'm not going to do it, but create a duplicate layout so you have your own little test bed that is not live in the app, and poke around in there and see what's app pages. So the only app page we have right now is Daily Worship. That's a separate tutorial, so I won't go into that. But if you wanted to add additional pages in the app, this is where you would add or manage those. Sermon Notes already has its own video, so I won't go into those. Push notifications, we talked about that. I won't go into that any further. Live streams we're not using. So we are doing live streams through the YouTube channel, if you recall from that video, and we are just linking to that YouTube channel. So we're not using the Tithely live stream function. We're doing it a different way. So when you think about how, like, live stream, we think of it as a single thing, and it is something we do, but we're using a different method than this. So I don't know what this does yet, and we don't need to worry about it at this point. We're also not doing audio, so we're not doing podcasts, audio channel feeds, things like that. Now, videos. So this is how we're doing live stream, but it's also how we're doing our. So videos, this gives us the ability to set up the link. So let's just look at this and be careful if you're going to poke around in here, because that means that, for instance, if you click on sermons and you change this, it means people won't be able to see our online videos in the app until somebody goes in. But I do want to show you how easy it is. So when you create a new video, I named that one sermons. So my tab name is sermons. This is the channel ID from YouTube. So when we think about that playlist, this is the link to that specific Sunday sermons playlist. And so what this is doing is telling Tithely, I need a video feed called sermons that pulls all of the content from the YouTube channel. That is why when we upload a new sermon, a live stream, or if we upload a video into the news and announcements playlist, that's why they automatically show in the app, because we've already set this up in the app to be looking in those places on YouTube. Now, if we had another reason we want to create a new playlist to upload videos and whatever and have it pick up, we could create that here as well. So you would need to set the videos link, but then we would need to tie that into a page somewhere or a menu somewhere. You could actually click on something in the app to see it. App events, if you recall, we create in the website. So you should never come in here and create a manual event in the app. It won't show up. I think that's a Instead, the events, the way we have it configured in the app, automatically pulling from the events that we added to the website. You add it in one place on the website, it automatically comes into events. So you don't need to create them here. You also don't want to update this, which I'm not sure why this is disabled. I thought this is what told me there, but again, this is one of the things I had a lot of trouble setting up, so I don't want to break it. But we'll make sure that those are showing in the app. All right, so social. Again, we talked about this a little bit in the website, which is that I didn't spend much time setting up the. So we only have Facebook, and I don't even think I linked it here in the app. I don't have Instagram, and I don't do Twitter. But if we wanted to have more of a social media presence, if somebody wanted to own that, we could absolutely enable these. We already had a post on the prayer wall, so I won't go into detail on that. We talked about blogs and we talked about photos. So overall, we pretty much covered the app end to end with one by ones, other than these sections that, for the most part, I'm saying don't edit. But it's pretty straightforward. I think the app's a little more straightforward than the website as far as, the content is a little more targeted. It's not as all over the place. And since it has kind of an audience, I think probably isn't spread out as far as what we're trying